We're going to get into the message in a few moments. We are going to see Tyler one more time. He's going to be playing a game for us. But I wanted to share a story as we prepare for our message for tonight. We're going to be talking about the story of David in a little bit. But I love roller coasters. I've loved roller coasters ever since I was a little boy. But the crazy thing is, I'm afraid of heights. So get that one. I don't know. There's something I love. The track roller coasters, those are great. But for some reason, if they go really high, I just start freaking out. And it's always been a part of me. Well, when I first started in youth ministry, I used to work in the Bay Area. And every summer, I would take my students to this place called Great America. It's in Santa Clara. It's an amusement park. It's pretty awesome. They have some of the best rides up in Northern California. It's a lot of fun, back in the day at least. But one summer, one of my leaders of all people decides to challenge me in front of all my high school students. And he challenged me to go on this ride called Drop Zone. And Drop Zone is a 21-story ride. So it's an elevator shaft roller coaster. So it goes all the way up. It's 21 stories at the peak. And from the peak dropping down, it takes 6 seconds to get to the ground. 6 seconds. I don't know why that's counted as a ride, but that's what it is. The line for Drop Zone when it opened was like 3 hours long. And so we went there one summer, and one of my buddies challenged me to go on this, and I'm in front of all my high school students, and so what am I going to say? Of course I'm not going to say no. I said yes. I gave in to the peer pressure. There's kids, chanting for me to do it, kids laughing at me because they know I'm scared. So I wait in line, and I'm doing good in line, and then all of a sudden it's my turn, and right before I go on, there was a girl right before me that went up, and she was laughing, and then she came back down, and her face was like ghost white. It was like she lost all the color in her face, and the person next to her had to carry her, so she wouldn't fall over. And it terrified me at that moment. And so I buckle in, and in my mind I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why did I do this? And there's people that I know in line for my youth group. They're like, yeah, go Chris. And some guys are laughing at me, and they're taking pictures because they know I'm about to scream or, of terror. So I buckle in, and we start climbing up the 21 stories. And the way the roller coaster was set up, there was 2 highways, Highway 880 and Highway 101 on either side of Great America. And they were a far ways away. And I was able to see both of them from up atop of Drop Zone. And I commented to my friend, I was like, man, I've never seen both freeways at the same time because they're separated by a lot of miles. So anyway, we're up there and I hear a click. And then all of a sudden I'm like, there's no turning back now. And then I hear another click and I go flying back down to the ground. 6 seconds later, I'm on the ground. Now, while I was up in the air, my feet go rushing up, my stomach and my heart feel like they switch spots. And I'm trying to scream, but we're moving so fast, I can't scream at all. And I start screaming at the very end. And the funny thing was, I unbuckled, and I tried to stay very composed for everybody that was watching. And I got up, and I really couldn't, and honestly, this is the first time I'm ever saying this out loud, but I couldn't feel my legs. And so I had to hold on to the seat for a second and gather myself, and I slowly walked off, and my legs felt like rubber for about half an hour. I had to hold on to the fence, but I played it off real good. But our faith is like that ride. At some point, we can't just be a spectator. We have to act, we have to take steps of faith. Sometimes they're big steps, like finding, going to a new school or moving to a new town, or even small ones that, we wake up early in the morning, just a little bit earlier so we can read the Bible or pray. Or even, putting our phone down and spending time with our family. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk about this idea of faith and how it needs to be active in our life. We can't just be a spectator following Jesus. God has to be a part of our life. And so we're going to talk about the story of David in a little bit.